Hello, and welcome to Cyber Risk Management in Practice. This short video introduces the key ideas from Chapter 1, where we lay the groundwork for managing cyber risks with clarity and intention. Let's start with something simple but super important. Cyber risk management only works well when everyone involved is using the same definitions: risks, threats, vulnerabilities, impacts. If those words mean different things to different people in your organization, you'll end up with confusion and potentially chaotic situations lacking effective decision making. So, this first chapter focuses on establishing that shared understanding, because without it, there's no solid foundation to build on. In cybersecurity, a risk is what happens when three elements come together: a vulnerability, a threat, and an impact. If you're missing any one of those, there's no actual risk, at least not yet. Let's walk through them. A vulnerability is a weakness in your environment. It could be a technical flaw, a missing control, or even a human process that creates exposure. Sometimes it's as simple as the lack of training someone should have to avoid clicking a malicious link. A threat is anything that could take advantage of that vulnerability. It might be a cyber attacker, a system failure, or an untrained employee making mistakes. These two together, the threat and the vulnerability, give us the likelihood. In other words, what's the chance this could actually happen? And finally, we have impact, the potential consequences if it does happen. That might include downtime, financial loss, legal issues, damage to your reputation, or even safety issues. It depends on the nature of the risk and your organization's context. Now, to visualize how these elements interact, as presented here in three overlapping circles, where vulnerability and threat intersect, we get potential cyber risk. This tells us there's a weakness and something out there that could exploit it, even if the consequences aren't yet clear. Where vulnerability and impact overlap, we see cyber risk exposure. It shows us areas where harm could happen if a threat emerges, even if we haven't identified a specific one yet. Then we have theoretical cyber risk, where threat and impact intersect without a known vulnerability. There's a possibility something could go wrong, but right now, there's no clear path for it to happen. Still, it's something to monitor because environments change and new vulnerabilities show up all the time. Finally, at the center, where vulnerability, threat, and impact all overlap, we find what we call cyber risk. This is where attention is needed. It's the scenario where all conditions for a real incident exist. Understanding this model helps focus your cyber risk management efforts. It gives you a way to look at your environment, prioritize, and make decisions that actually reduce exposure. Before we move on, there's one more important concept: risk appetite, along with tolerance and capacity. Risk appetite is how much risk your organization is willing to accept in pursuit of its goals. It's a strategic decision. Risk tolerance defines how much deviation from that appetite is still acceptable before action is required. Risk capacity is the upper limit. It's the maximum risk your organization can absorb before its objectives, or even its survival, are threatened. Keeping these three ideas in mind helps ensure that your risk strategy is aligned with your business strategy, not just technically, but financially and operationally. And that's the point of this first chapter: to establish a shared vocabulary so that everyone, from technical teams to leadership, can approach risk from the same starting point. The following chapters of the book build on this, just as you can build your cyber risk management program upon shared understanding. If these concepts resonate with you, there's a lot more discussed in the book. Find your copy and embark on this journey with me, improving your cyber risk management program step by step with a practical approach.